So you've now got a fantastic website, you've got a great product that people actually want. The big question that remains is, how do we get people onto that website and to buy our products? Let's discuss how we get traffic onto our site. There's a couple of different ways. We're going to get into all of them in this video. Thank you for joining me. I'm Bernard Lutz, and this is the GrowthStart's Insights podcast. So the first thing that comes into a lot of people's mind is paid advertising. Paid advertising is great, but it has a tremendous cost. You need to first run a campaign for a couple of months, a significant amount of time, before you'll actually get the data to know who to actually serve that ad to and where you're going to get the best conversion rate. Now, a lot of the ad platforms, if we're looking at Google or Facebook, yes, they have learning algorithms, so you install a bit of tracking code on your website, and that way the algorithm can identify conversions and then focus the ads and where those impressions land on whatever's going to drive the most amount of conversions. Now, a lot of people see on Facebook, oh, I just did a post, let me boost it. Well, that has no action intended on it. There's no thing that you're actually looking for, a goal or an aim, and that's the reason it doesn't work. That's the reason a lot of people try ads and it doesn't work for them. To have a successful ad campaign, you really need to run it for a long amount of time. You need to make sure that you've got conversion tracking and that you're tracking something that is actually actionable. So example is actually purchasing a product. I only want to pay for ads where there's actual purchase. Or I only want to pay for ads where somebody actually subscribes to my mailing list. If I'm just doing an ad for impressions, yes, a lot of people will see it, but the action that comes from that will be very, very limited. And most of the time people end up wasting a lot of money on this. So definitely ads, great way to get traffic onto your site, but you have to be very careful with it. You have to be very detailed in your planning and how you go about it, and make sure that you actually know what your goal for that specific ad is. What do you want out of that ad? Is it a subscription? Is it a purchase? Do you just want people to see your content? Brand recognition, impressions are great. Yes, have it out there and have as many people as possible see that piece of content. That's fine. But if I really want to drive sales, we need to look at that specific conversion tracking. Now, the next way that we can get traffic to our website is from social media. Yes, you're thinking, I've got a Facebook page, let me just post something on there and people will somehow magically see it. No, they won't. A lot of the times, your actual people, even if you have 1,000, or if you're lucky enough to have thousands of followers on Facebook or Instagram or whichever platform, only a very small percentage of those followers or subscribers will actually see that content. The best way on social media to try and get traffic to your website is to have written down your niche, know exactly what you are targeting. Go look at Facebook pages, Facebook groups that are around that topic, if that's related to your product or service. And then what you want to go and do is monitor those groups and pages. You want to see when somebody posts a question that is in that area of where your product or service plays. Now you want to go and answer that question and actually give value to that person. Make sure that you give a proper answer to that question. And then if you have got hopefully something that you can link to and say, I've got a blog post on my website that explains this in more detail, or I have a video on YouTube, here's the answer, but you can also go and watch that, or you can also go and view this content on my website. And that is a fantastic way to use social media. It is super effective. If you randomly go onto pages or onto groups and just post a link to your site, you're not going to get a great conversion. The key, as always, is to make sure that you actually provide some kind of value. When people see, hey, this person is providing some kind of value for free, that's interesting, I'm also looking for that type of content, you're much more likely to get somebody that will actually view your content, go onto your page, and possibly make a purchase. The third way, and the best way by all means, is content. Content definitely is king. If you look at organic growth that you can get from Google search, and you can also get the same kind of growth from YouTube, the thing is you need to provide content that is meaningful, that is valuable to people, and also things that people are searching for, questions that they want answered. Now, the great thing about using Google or YouTube is that content is evergreen. That means it will stay on there forever. It's not going to deteriorate with time. As an example, social media, you can post something, but that post will never be searchable. It doesn't stay there. It's not indexed by these social media platforms. Where Google and YouTube, they index all that content. They make it searchable. That means if somebody searches something related to what you've posted, related to your content, they can find that. That person can find your content, and then you can link from there to your website or to your product or to your mailing list. And that's how you can really get subscribers, purchases, customers. Now, content really is key. You want to provide things that are really valuable. Make sure that you use tools like Google Trends or Google Keyword Tool, and you make sure that you kind of figure out what people are searching for. You might have a product in a specific niche, but what are the related questions that people have in that niche, in that area? What things can you answer, and how can you incorporate your product into that type of content? If you really have a good think about all of this, it will make sense to you. And if you really concentrate on organic growth, you're going to be successful. Now, organic growth definitely does take a lot of time. It takes a website page probably 6 to 8 months to actually find its full potential of ranking on Google search. Yes, it takes a long time, but in that 8 months leading up to that maximum growth potential, it really grows exponentially. And if each week you put out a piece of content, it will just snowball. It will be like a huge big snowball effect. And with time, you'll just have more and more and more visitors to your website. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel to see more content like this. We hope it was valuable to you. Thank you and take care.